Yo, what is happening? It is, of course, I, none other than your boy, Matty Milligan, and this is episode number 37 of the Underground Marketing Conspiracy. Whoa! Today, I want to answer the question, should you use black hat marketing in your business? Now, you might be wondering, what is black hat marketing? So there's black hat and there's white hat. So it's basically black hat is like bad, evil, unethical, deceptive, fraudulent techniques, and white hat is good stuff that you can do using ethical things that you can do in your business, right? So you're not compromising the security of anyone else and you're using honest and ethical tactics as well. And I'll actually show you later if you stay to the end on how a lot of people use actually white hat marketing as a black hat technique in terms of psychology. But let's dive really deep into black hat marketing. So there's a lot of people that were like, oh, should I use this to increase my visibility on search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, wherever people are searching for your stuff? You can definitely get a programmer to go in there and change the code and manipulate things to get you to rank higher based on certain keywords. So I don't recommend doing that at all. I don't recommend using any kind of black hat techniques ever, to be honest. Fake reviews, oh man, you can go and buy these things on like Fiverr, or you can go on Guru, Freelancer, Upwork, and probably hire some people to do a little bit of bogus black hat reputation management for you. I don't recommend doing any of that. People ask me all the time too, should I do like for like and follow for follow and follow unfollow for people? No, don't do any deceptive techniques like that. This is probably one of the reasons why Instagram and Facebook removed you, doesn't give you the ability anymore to look at the number of likes and even in some cases followers probably in the future on certain pages and profiles and accounts. So don't be doing any of that stuff, right? Don't be dumb. Just do very simple stuff. All right. Bots. People are always like, oh, should I use bots? I don't think there's anything wrong with messenger bots necessarily. Again, it's the way that you're going about and using these bots. If you're using these like bots that you might have seen out there, I think they plug into Instagram specifically, where it's like, all right, just go and follow and comment on followers of all these people's accounts, and then that's really your main thing that you want to do and your main objective to get people to start following you back and liking your stuff, right? And you can get your little bots to auto post some comments on people's profiles, yay. And you know when it's fake when someone's commenting on your stuff, and it's usually some sort of spam when it's like, hey, you look like a good representative of our company, you could be an affiliate and become an ambassador for our product. I get those all the time, and I'm like, all right, unfollow, unfollow. And even then, you can go out and buy likes and followers if you want to, right? Don't be stupid. Don't do that stuff. Don't go out and buy the amount of likes. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. You could have 1 million followers out there, right? But you want just 1,000 true fans. You want true fans. You don't want just generic followers who don't really care about you, right? You're not going to be able to build a business unless you have those true fans that are going to buy virtually anything that you have because they look to you as an authority and they looked at you as someone that can solve their problem and actually help them, right? I could have 10 million followers and then I could have one follower who's like, I don't even want to know I'm using these examples. I could have like Drake or Justin Bieber following me. And even though like, whatever, I think like Drake, whatever, his music is just not great. And I'm in Toronto and this is a whole other story. And I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, screw Drake. No, nothing against him. He's a genius marketer, to be honest. I just don't like his music. But if I have Drake following me and Drake is seriously into my stuff and suddenly he does a shout out for me, it's like, boom. Like that's all you have to do. One freaking follower. I think this is how what's her name, Carly Rae Jepsen was discovered, where Bieber and Selena Gomez followed her and they found out about one of her songs and they shouted it out and then she suddenly blew up everywhere. So having just one fan is all you need, right? And again, how are people going to find out about you? You have to start creating content, right? And again, legitimate content, right? Don't go out and copy anyone else out there. Sure, you can use their own ideas and try and give them credit as much as possible, like I try to do. Basically, just don't be dumb. I'm going to say this so many times throughout this episode, right? When you're creating content, like use your own original ideas. Do a little bit of research and get some topic ideas, but dude, create your own content in your own voice, right? Make it unique. This is why I think acquiring the skill of speaking off the cuff and improvising is very important, because when you're reading off a script, people are going to know that it's very dishonest. Sure, I shoot my videos and I have little lists of what I'm going to talk about throughout the episode, but I'm improvising for the most part. And again, if you go back and listen to the first episode, which I recommend you do, and you listen to a few of these, dude, you're going to see how bad I was originally. And even now, I'll probably listen to this in a month from now, 6 months, a year from now, and be like, wow, I even sucked on that episode. Let's redo this episode and really just talk more about that specific point. That's ultimately what you do by practicing every single day. And there's all sorts of other black hat tactics you can do as well. And one of the ones that I've seen that I was talking with someone about recently, one of my friends, is he's like, oh, they're doing this other technique in this other offshoot, in this other franchise, where they're just like they find people on Instagram and then they, comment on their stuff, and then they just like start direct messaging them and, inviting them to come into their location. I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, you need to get their permission first and get them coming to you first of all. Like, I always talk about that, getting people to come to you, seeing you as the person that can solve their problem, and focusing on that. And again, that's fine. You're going out there and commenting on people's stuff. That's fine. Just make sure that they're visiting your profile and you have content that's of value to them. And then again, from there, they can be like, whoa, like this person's cool. They can start stalking you and finding out more about you, right? So anytime you're even considering using any sketchy things, like think about how you'd feel if someone did it to you, right? Think about how you'd feel if someone stole any of your information, or they hired some coder in the Ukraine, sorry, Ukrainians. They hired some sketchy black hat dark web developer in the Ukraine to hack and steal all your information. Like, how would you feel as someone? Like, that sucks, man. When I hear about these cybersecurity stories where you hear about all this data being stolen, it's absolutely terrible. And I work with someone who's, I think, very successful in this niche and very good at what he does and understands the whole IT, cybersecurity, cloud solutions niche probably better than anyone else, because he has 15 years of experience doing all of this stuff. And I've met him recently as well. And he's absolutely awesome at what he does. And all the stuff that he talks about is generally using ethical stuff, right? Like, don't use black hack stuff to vandalize your competitors. Don't hire people to hack other people's stuff. Like, build a legitimate business, right? Something that you can scale long term, right? Now, I promised you earlier that I was going to share something that I've seen recently. And this is based off a meme that I posted in the ClickFunnels group, which subsequently got deleted because people started posting and commenting political and religious stuff on it. And of course, that's a guarantee to get it removed from the group. And it was actually, it was going pretty viral in that group, to be honest. And I'm going to talk about memes and how to use them, as well as just GIFs and emojis in the future. It's like, should you use them, when you should use them, etc. But I think memes are a very good way to be polarizing, and really just, I like to use them to be funny. And one thing that I talked about, or that I had in that post that a lot of people misinterpreted, was I talked about, because the post is basically just a memes. It shows like the different levels of intelligence. And I was using some of the things that marketers are using right now, like techniques and things that are very popular and hot markets right now is basically what I posted, right? So, and things that marketers are using to sell, like posting screenshots of their stuff, posting yourself like in a Lamborghini while you're on a yacht that's on a plane on a private island. Like, having stuff like that definitely sells. And I talked about coaching coaches on how to get more coaching and consulting clients. And I mentioned the other one, which is always selling courses on how to sell courses and how that's a smart idea. And then there was another one as well. One of them was where I'm like, oh, being an honest and ethical marketer. Now, a lot of people misinterpreted. They thought that I meant like, oh, you should be an honest and ethical marketer. I've said this before. I don't claim to be an honest and ethical marketer, because if you're an honest and ethical marketer, you don't have to make those claims, right? You judge people based on their character, as I always like to say. Judge people, and they themselves need to have integrity and follow up on that and actually have that character, right? And character, in my opinion, is what would you do if no one was watching and everything was completely in the dark, right? There was a blackout over 15 years ago in Toronto, and there was a lot of looting during that. And it's like, all right, all those people who looted, they didn't have character, right? They broke their own character. They broke into stores. It's like there was no one watching. They're like, oh, it's the perfect crime no one's going to see. And again, this all ties back to black hat marketing. But being an honest and ethical marketer, I see a lot of people where it's part of their like main three things, right? Where it's like affiliate marketing, ethical marketing, honest marketing. And it's like how to scale to 7 figures ethically. It's like that's fine if you're teaching that, but if you're claiming, and if that's part of your main unique selling proposition, I don't really have any beef with that. It's when you yourself are trying to use that and tell people it's like, oh, like trust me because I'm an honest and ethical marketer. Like, oh, that's what I should do. Like when you make those claims again, like for when I see that, it just makes me not believe you and makes me lose a lot of trust and makes me not see you as very credible when you are making those claims. And because I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, right? Now, if other people are calling you honest and an ethical person in your testimonials and your reviews and you haven't prodded them to say so and you haven't paid them and these are legitimate reviews that you haven't hired some dude in Sri Lanka to create on Fiverr, then that's absolutely fine, right? If people are like, dude, like I love this guy, like Maddie, he's an honest and ethical marketer, and yeah, he's like he's someone you should trust, and you know we had that bond. He really cares about my business. That's absolutely fine to do that, right? But when it's part of your messaging, I'm always like, all right, like there's just some things that where I'm like, and again, I love the English language. I talk about this from time to time where I think that the English language is beautiful, but in some cases, again, this is why copywriting and understanding copywriting is very important, right? You need to understand really what's happening behind the scenes, right? Maybe in some cases you're like, oh, this business, like look at them, they're the Wizard of Oz, but in reality you peek behind the curtain and the only thing standing behind that curtain is a very weak little man who lacks integrity, who lacks character, who is doing things that are not ethical, in fact, who's doing things that are illegal, that are bad for criminal purposes, to scam people out of their money, to compromise the security and privacy of other people. That is very unethical. And sure, this might be businesses, this might be, I'm not even going to say the other stuff because I know automatically that naming this show the name that I named it is going to make me rank lower in the search engines just because it has the word conspiracy. And as soon as it has conspiracy, it automatically loses credibility. But I think that I share some honest and ethical information on this, and which is why I feel that I had the need to actually record this episode and advise you. Again, I don't give you any sort of legal advice, but I'm advising you, don't be dumb, don't be stupid. Don't use black hat marketing tactics. I just listed all of them out for you, right? Like for like, fake reviews, fake SEO, fake testimonials, buying bots, direct messaging, and messaging people without their permission, getting fake likes on your page, claiming you're an unethical marketer. Don't do any of this stuff. Like it's just bad for you. You're probably going to go in jail and you're going to be locked up in prison. So don't do any of that stuff. Like create original marketing campaigns based off big ideas, come up with a cool sales message that sells that idea and some cool copywriting that sells that. Have an awesome offer that has value for your audience, right? Build a long-term sustainable business, bring value to the world, make people happier. And that's really all I'm going to say. If you did like this episode, I want you to consider subscribing, consider watching more episodes as well. Consider going back to the beginning and see how everything started. Maybe looking for a few of those. Maybe I'll make a playlist of my top 10 episodes. We have lots of guests coming up as well. I have people that are reaching out to me every single day requesting that they be on the show. I can't promise everyone will be on at this point as I am super busy right now, but I will definitely do my best to make the audience happy. And once again, I'm your boy, Matty Milligan. In case you did not know and you've listened to this episode right to the end at this point, I will see you next time on another episode of The Underground Marketing Conspiracy. Have yourself a wonderful day. Whoa!